In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum to all. Welcome to Virtual Learning System of Pakistan International School Type. Dear students, I hope you all are fine. Now, today I'm going to start chapter 8 or 9. It's a very interesting story about Gulliver and the little people. So open your books and come on chapter number 8. Dear students, first of all, you listen this story and I hope you enjoy a lot. After we will start exercises.
The mule Gulliver was from Nottingham in England. He studied at Cambridge and then became apprenticed to a surgeon in London. Gulliver used his spare time to learn about navigation and mathematics. He believed that one day he would travel to far-off lands. Gulliver worked for 3 years as a ship's surgeon. He then returned to London, got married, and tried, without success, to work as a medic. Finally, he met Captain William Pritchard, master of the Antelope, and set sail for the South Seas. They left Bristol on the 4th of May, 1699. Far into the South Seas, their ship was overwhelmed by a violent storm. Many of the crew died. On November 5th, the ship was blown onto some rocks and was doomed. Gulliver tried to escape in a lifeboat, but the boat was inundated and sank. Gulliver had the choice to swim or to die. He swam until he was exhausted and his feet dropped. He could feel the sand below, so he knew he was close to land, and he managed to walk to safety. Gulliver had arrived in a land he would come to know as Lilliput. He could see no sign of either houses or inhabitants. Weak from exhaustion, Gulliver lay down and fell into a deep sleep, not waking before it was daylight. When Gulliver awoke, he realized that he had been strongly fastened to the ground. His captors, known as Lilliputians, were human-like creatures no more than a few inches tall. They provided him with food and drink, which was laced with a sleeping potion. He slept all through the following night. While Gulliver slept, his captors placed him onto a carriage and took him to a disused temple near their capital city. The carriage was drawn by hundreds of the local inhabitants. At the disused temple, Gulliver was inspected by the emperor and his senior officers. Thousands of the local inhabitants came to marvel at him. Gulliver was chained to the temple, and the ropes that bound him were cut. Now he could move a little and lie down in the shelter of the old temple. Gulliver entertained the court in many ways and gradually gained the confidence of the emperor. On one occasion, he stood like a colossus while the emperor's armies marched through his legs with drums beating and colors flying. Gulliver was finally granted his liberty and had his chains removed permanently. He was given a daily allowance of meat and drink sufficient to support 1,724 Lilliputians. Every village in the kingdom helped to supply the sustenance that Gulliver needed. The emperor allowed Gulliver to visit the capital city of Mildendo. Gulliver took great care not to damage any of the people or the buildings. The empress herself took time to greet Gulliver at the window of her apartment in the center of the royal palace. The emperor's principal secretary told Gulliver that the empire needed his help. The kingdom of Lilliput faced the threat of an invasion from the neighboring kingdom of Blefuscu. The Blefuscudians had equipped a large fleet of ships, and Lilliput would soon be attacked. Gulliver pledged that he was ready to defend with his life the emperor and his state. To prevent the invasion by the armies of Blefuscu, Gulliver was determined to capture their fleet. He planned to tie together their greatest warships and tow them back to Lilliput. He equipped himself with ropes and set off across the channel to where their fleet was gathered. When they saw him, the Blefuscudians were so frightened that they leapt out of their ships and swam for their lives. The whole fleet was left undefended but for the archers who were on the shore, along with more than 30,000 of their countrymen. The archers discharged several thousand arrows at Gulliver in great volleys, and he was struck many times in the hands and face. In spite of this vicious assault, he managed to fasten together 50 of their finest ships, which he cut from their anchors and took back to Lilliput. Upon arriving at the royal port of Lilliput, Gulliver presented the captured ships to the emperor. When the Blefuscudians saw their finest ships being taken to Lilliput, they were left in a state of grief and despair. The Blefuscudians sued for peace, and the war ended. Some of the emperor's advisors were jealous of Gulliver. They wanted to kill him or blind him, but one of the emperor's courtiers warned Gulliver, and he escaped to Blefuscu and was welcomed there by their king. Gulliver noticed an upturned boat off the shore of Blefuscu and persuaded the king to help him salvage this boat. Because Gulliver's actions had averted a major war, the king agreed to his request and ordered that Gulliver should receive all the help and materials he needed to fit up this boat into good repair. After about 1 month, the repairs to the boat were complete. The king allowed Gulliver to take all the provisions that he could carry. When the boat was fully stocked, Gulliver was ready to sail. The royal court gathered to see Gulliver off amid great ceremony. Gulliver set sail on the 24th day of September in the year 1701. Gulliver sailed north and was eventually spotted by one of the crew of a merchant ship. He was welcomed on board by her captain, Mr. John Bedell, a very civil man and an excellent sailor who agreed to take Gulliver home to England.
Dear students, I hope you enjoyed this story. So let's start exercises. Our first exercise is true and false. In number A, before ships and engine, they used sails. Before ships had engines, they used sails. Yes, correct. Number B, the story that you have just read is true. False. Number C, Gulliver was the name of captain of the ship. False. Number D, the ship broke the rock into 2 pieces. False. Number E, the little people cut off Gulliver's hair. False. Number F, the little people ran away when Gulliver shouted. Yes. Number G, the little people were about 15 centimeters tall. Yes. Number H, the ropes were too strong for Gulliver to break. Yes. No. True. False. The ropes were too strong for Gulliver to break. False. Number I, arrows were too small to hurt Gulliver. Yes. Number J, the little people stood on the platform to speak to Gulliver. Yes. This is our exercise number 1. You complete on book. Exercise number 2. Change the sentences like the one below. We have first one. See the example first. The box is very big. It will not go through the door. How you change? You write the box is too big. Very convert into word too. Too big to go through the door. No need to write it will not. You just write like this. The box is too big to, then you continue the next sentence, to go through the door. Next example is the arrows were very small. They did not hurt. The arrows were too small to hurt. First sentence is he was very sleepy. He could not keep his eyes open. You write like this, he was too sleepy to keep his eyes open. Number B sentence, she was very old. Full stop, she could not go to school. You write like this, she was too old to go to school. So this is very easy exercise. From C to H is your homework. Next exercise is change the sentences like the ones below. We have example, the box was very heavy, we could not lift it. How you change? You write like this, the box was too heavy. Very convert into word too. Too heavy for us to lift. The book was very long, I could not finish it. The book was too long for me. Here I convert into me. For me to finish. And here we convert into us. So the book was too long for me to finish. Number B, the work was very hard, full stop, they could not do it. The work was too hard for they convert into them, for them to do. So this is A or B solved. From C to H is your homework. Okay, next chapter number 9. First exercise, make sentences. We have example, he is very tall, full stop. He can touch the ceiling. You write like this, he is tall. No need to write word very. He is tall, then you insert the word enough. He is tall enough to touch the ceiling. No need to write he or can. He is tall enough to touch the ceiling. Number first one, A is he is very strong. He can lift a horse. He is strong enough to lift a horse. Exercise number B, the city was very big. It could hold 1,000,000 people. The city was big enough to hold 1,000,000 people. Number C, the football was very small. It could go inside a desk. The football was small enough to go inside a desk. I hope you understand. You no need to write word very, insert the word enough after you continue the second sentence. He is tall enough to touch the ceiling. He is strong enough to lift a horse. The city was big enough to hold 1,000,000 people. The football was small enough to go inside a desk. I hope you understand. So from D to J is your homework. Next exercise, make replies. We have example. Why does not he clean the blackboard? In bracket we have the word tall. You write like this, he cannot. Then you write full stop. He is not tall enough. After next one, why does not she clean the window? In bracket we have the word tall. She cannot. She is not tall enough. Then full stop, you must be at. Number B, why don't you move the table? In bracket we have the word tall. I cannot, full stop. I am not tall enough. So next sentences is your homework. A or B is solved. A or B sentence solved. Exercise number 4. Question number 1. Where did the king live? Answer is, the king lived in a big city. The king lived in a big city. Question number 2. Why was the platform very big? Answer is, it was very big because it was made to carry big level. The first one is, the king lived in a big city. Question number 2, it was very big because it was made to carry big level. Question number 3, who carried the bows and arrows and torches? Write the answer. The guards carried bows, arrows, and torches. See, The guard carried bows, arrows, and torches. Who carried the bows and arrows and torches? The guard carried bows, arrows, and torches. See, they carried bows, arrows, and torches. Question number 4. Why was Gulliver not able to sleep in a house? Answer is because no house was big enough for Gulliver to sleep. Because no house was big enough for Gulliver to sleep. See next one. Question number 5. Why did the men fasten 600 beds together? They fastened 600 beds to make a big bed for Gulliver. They fastened 600 beds to make a big bed for Gulliver. Question number 6. One of the little people looked sad. Why? He looked sad because there was going to be a war. Question number 5 is, why did the men fasten 600 beds together? They fastened 600 beds to make a big bed for Gulliver. See here. One of the little people looked sad. Why? He looked sad because there was going to be a war. See next questions. Question number 7. Why did Gulliver fasten his hooks to the enemy ships? Gulliver fastened his hooks to pull the ships. See, Gulliver fastened his hooks to pull the ships. Question number 8. What did the king ask Gulliver to do? The king asked Gulliver to bring back some more enemy ships. The king asked Gulliver to bring back some more enemy ships. Gulliver fastened his hooks to pull the ships. And the king asked Gulliver to bring back some more enemy ships. Next is question number 9. Why did Gulliver decided to leave the land of the little people? Answer is Gulliver decided to leave their land because they wanted to kill him. Gulliver decided to leave their land because they wanted to kill him. Question number 10. How did Gulliver get back to England? He got back to England by a big ship. He got back to England by a big ship. The last exercise is make sentences. We have example. The book is very difficult, full stop. I cannot read it. Answer is, the book is too difficult for me to read. First sentence, the apples are too green, we cannot eat them. The apples are too green for us to eat. The apples are too green for us to eat. Full stop. Number B is the chair is too small, full stop. John cannot sit on it. The chair is too small for John to sit on. Here you see the apples are too green, we cannot eat them. You write like this, the apples are too green for, we convert into us, then you write to eat. The chair is too small, full stop, John cannot sit on it. The chair is too small for John to sit on. So from C to E is your homework. Dear students, I hope you understand these chapters and you try to complete the workbook also start from chapter number 2. Inshallah, we will start next chapter in next lecture. Okay, dear students, best of luck.